Good evening.
Hi, Ellen.
Hi, Janine. Hello, everybody. It's wonderful to see everybody here. Uh, Welcome to the celebration of Invest for Better. I'm Ellen Remmer, for those of you who don't know me. I'm formerly known as the champion of the Invest for Better initiative that was incubated at the Philanthropic Initiative. And now, along with the wonderful Janine Firpo over there, one of the co-founders of the new organization, Invest for Better. We're thrilled that you're joining us tonight because we know that means you're a sister or a brother in this movement to help women around the country, indeed around the world, activate the power of their investments for positive social good. So I was introduced to Janine about 4 years ago through the amazing Suzanne Beagle. Yes, we all love her, who served on the Invest for Better steering committee. And we realized pretty immediately that Janine and I were going to be co-conspirators. We both had experienced the frustration of trying to transform our own investment portfolios in the context of resistant advisors and entrenched systems. And we were both committed to helping other women find their way on this journey, supported by other women. So the rest is history. We were both really busy over the last 3 or 4 years, and we were always in touch. Janine advised me on our Invest for Better Circle Leader Toolkit, and I wrote the first draft of a chapter for her book on running investment circles. And then last winter, when Janine's book was at the publisher, we decided the time had come to bring our efforts together. We were preparing to launch our second cohort of Invest for Better circles and knew that women were hungry for really practical how-to information. And Janine had developed this amazing content in the process of writing her book and website. So together, we thought maybe we could create some magic. We want to catalyze a movement in which millions of women are educated and empowered to activate the power of their investing for sustainability, gender equity, and social justice.
Great. Well, thank you so much for kicking us off, Ellen. And it's really cool because I'm seeing all these faces move across the top of my screen, and I just love seeing all of you. So thank you so much for joining us. Ellen and I are really excited about what we're up to. And to give you a little bit of an insight into that, we actually want to show you a video that our friend Rebecca Williams made for us to capture who we are and what we're about in the new iteration of Invest for Better.
Money is power. So you work hard to get it, and you work hard to keep it. You're doing well, but you also want to do good. For you, it's not just about wealth creation. It's also about being in alignment with your values. But investing your money and making decisions about where to move it can feel overwhelming. Where do you start? How do I know what I'm invested in? What if I'm funding things I don't agree with, like fossil fuels, prisons, tobacco, weapons? How do I move those funds and to where? What if I make a mistake? The current financial system was built by men for men. And while most men learn from other men how to use the system to their advantage, a lot of women don't have those conversations. You feel like you don't know enough to take action with your money, and you don't have time to figure it out on your own. Women are more likely than men to give to charity as their income rises, but we don't trust ourselves as investors. It feels like the financial system doesn't speak to us. You're frustrated with what feels like a flawed financial system. You realize that you're not in control of your own money. What if we told you there's a better way? At Invest for Better, we are leading a movement to build a better system that aligns with our values. We're doing this by educating women on a different approach to investing. It's not about giving money away, and it's not about profit at all costs. Values-aligned investing is about investing in what matters to you and getting great returns along the way. Things like sustainable food and agriculture, supporting female small business owners, or clean energy. We can help you do this. Invest for Better is a values-aligned money academy with peer-led investing circles and a trusted community built by women for women. We are a movement that is reimagining investing. We've created a values-aligned investing curriculum that demystifies the financial system. Our peer-led investing circles help you learn how to use your investments as a force for meaningful change. And more than anything, we are a trusted community of women who encourage each other to take action and have fun along the way. Unlike guides you've had in the past, an advisor who talked down to you, a book that told you to just save more than you spend, we're not interested in perpetuating the status quo. We're here to help you step into your power. Join the ranks of all the fierce women who are courageous enough to do things differently. Join the women who are leading the way with Invest for Better.
Well, I hope that gives you a little sense of where we're going. I love the way Rebecca talks about the fact that the financial systems, the way they were developed, aren't necessarily the systems that work for us. And that's really what we're about at Invest for Better, is to help women do things differently. And it's a path that I have led myself and things that I have learned myself. And I know that Ellen has had a similar path, and we wanted to share in terms of coming to the realization that our money can do good. And we wanted to share a little bit about those journeys. So I'll start and I'll tell you how I got to the point where I am today. There's actually been 3 pivotal events that took place for me in my life that got me here in partnership with Ellen. The first was a dramatic shift that I took in my career. I'd spent about 15 years in the high-tech industry, starting in 1981 in the Silicon Valley. I was having great fun in that industry, but traveled a lot. And at one point, I quit my job. I took a 4.5-month solo backpacking trip through sub-Saharan Africa. And during that trip, I had a lot of amazing experiences, but I also saw poverty like I had never seen it before. And I made a decision on that trip that I was going to find a way to turn my life's work to things that were meaningful, and to turn my life's work to something that would make an impact in the world. And I was fortunate enough to be able to do that. That decision led me on what then became a 20-year career in international development. The second pivotal thing that happened was a result of the fact that I was sort of a social entrepreneur in that international development career before that was really a term. And as a result, I was able to be in a lot of the conversations in the Silicon Valley around what has become known as impact investing. And I remember about 10 years ago, I was in a conference. It was actually the Global Philanthropy Forum, for those of you who remember that. And there were a lot of conversations among the participants who were primarily high net wealth individuals, heads of foundations, or people working in foundations, institutional investors and the like, talking about how you could do well with your money at the same time you were doing good for society. And I thought, I made all these changes in my life and in my career to do good, and my money is working against me. So how can I take my assets and invest everything, starting with my cash, in a way that aligns with my values? And I've been on that journey for 10 years. So the third event that really happened was when I retired from my international development career 4 years ago now. I decided that it was time for other people to be able to do what I had done. I had realized that anyone can invest this way, whether they are accredited or not. And I wanted to help them do so. I wanted to make it easier for any woman to invest her values without having to take the uphill climb that I took. And so I decided to write a book. But the thing that I realized was just learning this alone is not sufficient. I knew from having been in investment clubs 3 times in my life how valuable it is to learn in community with other people, and particularly in community with other women. And so I committed to not only write the book, but also found clubs and circles. So you can, and that was kind of an overwhelming task. So you can imagine my delight when I met Ellen and realized, oh my God, she's already building the circles. I don't have to do that. I just have to write the book. And so, as she said earlier, we started collaborating, and that is what has gotten me to this point. So before Ellen tells her story, we'd love to show you a very short video clips of some women who have gone through our circle experience, and have them explain to you what that experience was like.
Our impact in participating in this Invest for Better circle has been one of sharing knowledge that we have acquired in the industry over time, and also in helping our members learn financial principles and concepts in a very easy way. Many of them have said, I wish I had known this many years ago. I would have started investing.
The benefits and impact that the Invest for Better Circle has had in me being able to better structure my own portfolio, as well as those of the foundation, just has simply been invaluable. And on top of it, I was able to meet all of these wonderful women from many different sectors, and that's just been an incredible experience. And I would highly recommend it.
I love thinking about ways to democratize the field of impact investing for everyone. And so it's been my pleasure and privilege to be involved in this program, and I look forward to helping to grow the movement with Janine and Ellen and everyone who's involved. And thank you so much for the opportunity.
I joined an Invest for Better circle to meet and collaborate with other women to move the needle on racial justice investing in particular. The circle led me to recruit other women with influence into deeper impact investing, and I've got a list of action steps to further align money with values, both in my own portfolio, but also with the organizations I'm involved with, like my denomination's endowment and a local foundation. Join the circle and spread the word. It's an awesome experience.
A couple of years ago, I started an Invest for Better circle so that I could learn alongside other women in my community about how to shift our money to align with our values. And I'm so glad I did. Not only have I made personal changes in where my money is invested, but I've also been able to learn alongside others. And we've built an amazing network of women who are learning and growing and making change. I'm so thrilled to be part of the Invest for Better network, and I hope you'll join too.
I love hearing those women. They've just been amazing partners along the way. But I'm going to just spend a minute and tell you about my journey a little bit more. I had a parallel but certainly different journey than Janine. I've spent the last almost 30 years of my life in the philanthropy world with my own family's foundation and as a philanthropic advisor to many other donors at the Philanthropic Initiative. And it was through this philanthropy lens that I began, almost 20 years ago, to understand how crazy it was that too many foundations pay out 5% of their endowments and don't even consider how the other 95% affects their mission or the world in general. As Kat Berman would say, just sort of throw it over the brick wall. So this sparked a personal quest for me. Finally, I got serious about a dozen years ago to change the way our family foundation and my personal portfolio were invested. And I basically hit a really nice, but very passive aggressive brick wall from my advisors and family. It took a lot of work, and at that time, really no guides to help me to rebel and break free, find my own advisors, and at least get my own investments in alignment with my values. Ultimately, got the family foundations as well. So when Melanie Audette, who you will hear from soon, approached me with the idea of taking a look at how an intentional focus on women could accelerate the growth and shape the future of mission investing, I was a ready partner. So Melanie and I brought our networks together. We got some grant funding and a call out here to Philip Fisher of Mission Throttle for his early belief in what we were doing. We did a landscape scan. We held a summit that some of the women on this call attended. And ultimately, Invest for Better was born with the support of an amazing cadre of leaders and partners. From the get-go, we agreed that a key strategy would be Invest for Better circles, women coming together to support each other in not just learning, but holding each other accountable for taking action with their money. This has always been about closing that activation gap. Women have expressed overwhelming interest in mission and values aligned investing, but face a variety of roadblocks that get in their way. So we piloted a few circles, coordinated with Janine, who was running her own club. We saw that they worked. And in 2020, during the pandemic, we launched our cohort model. And this allowed us over the last year and a half to support almost 50 circles from all around the country and in several other parts of the world. It's been amazing to see how many women are willing to step up and lead these circles. You saw some of them in that last video, and we know that the success of our model relies on their commitments and their servant leadership. So if we don't say it often enough, let me say it again. Thank you to all of you who have already stepped up to run a circle, some of you more than once, and to those who will take up this mantle in the future. We rely on you to not only facilitate and organize the circle discussions, but to spread the movement to your extended networks and together become a big, expansive community of communities, which we hope will become a movement. Circles are already making a difference. Nearly 100% of all the members in the first cohort took concrete action based on their experience, and almost 60% actually moved money in just 6 meetings. So we're pretty excited about it. So we've got one more video here. This next video, you're going to be hearing from some of the members and some of the circle leaders, again, a little bit more about their experience.
Why I'm so excited about what the Invest for Better circles are doing is I just believe this is capturing kind of a movement, a feeling across the country that I'm noticing, and I'm sure many of you are. That's why we're all here today, that women are just like ready to be empowered about their money in ways that we never have, that we historically have not been. I'll just say, if there's any ounce of you that's a little bit nervous or feeling, what have I gotten myself into? I felt that way, and now I'm like, oh, you know, that was not an issue. This is a community. We're all here together, learning together. You don't have to know all the things. We're all, and it's just great that you're doing this, and let's get more of these circles happening all across the country.
What connects us is that we are all interested in learning about how social impact investing works, especially through a gender lens, how social impact investment can help address racial inequality and work with climate change, addressing climate change as well. It's very diverse in terms of the types of people, but there is something that connects everyone, and they're all finding it really, you know, my co-leader and I check in on people in between meetings, and they all seem to really be enjoying it.
It felt like the perfect level for our members to be having these conversations. Some of the feedback we've gotten from them is that, you know, not ready to really create my, you know, official plan just yet, but I feel so much more empowered. I feel so much more fluent. I have increased awareness. Now when I see a news article about impact investing, I feel a part of the conversation, and just feeling more ready to have those conversations in their households and establish a plan.
So when I discovered IFB, I just thought, oh gosh, this is such a great way for me to continue to grow my own understanding of this and really be able to figure out what kind of actions I want to take, and then also be able to engage others in this process with me. So I had people primarily in Michigan, but I had a few folks from New York and a few people from Boston. So we had a racially diverse group. We had I think an age diverse group. We also had a group that, you know, some people, they were using this actually to start to get smart on just investing itself. Which I thought, wow, what a great way to get started with thinking about investing with this. And then we just tried to create a space where everybody could just bring whatever you're bringing to the table and let's learn together. And that's really what it is. It's about, let's just learn together and find out about this stuff. It was also a really great way for us to continue to build a network beyond ourselves into these other, you know, incredibly smart, intelligent, funny, wonderful women that are doing some really amazing work. The materials are fantastic. Speakers are fantastic. The hub is fantastic. Ellen and Jasmine are fantastic. So you've got an incredible support system to make this about as easy as you can get.
Great. Well, you can see that the women who have been in the circles have really loved them. And we've talked about the new Invest for Better, but what is it actually? What are we doing? And a big part of what we're doing is we're really looking to scale the organization. We're still going to stay very clear to our cornerstones, which are educational experience and really a trusted community. So that's key to what we're doing. But we are coming up with several new things, which I will talk about now briefly. The first is we're going to have a new membership model. So there's actually going to be 4 tiers of membership and ways that women can engage with us. The first is just very simple. You join up for a newsletter, you will hear about what we're doing, and you will hear about our events. We're going to have a lot more events going forward. We're going to have events with expert speakers, open office hours, all kinds of things. So that's tier number 1. Second, you can actually sign up to join a circle, and that membership level is good for a year, and it gives you a number of different benefits, including everyone who becomes a member of the circle gets a free copy of Activate Your Money, because a lot of what we're doing going forward is tied to the content of the book. The third level is to become a leader. And as Ellen has said, leadership is really core to our model. Both she and I have been amazed by the way women show up and participate in this. And I think it's because this content, this opportunity to become a confident investor and to invest with your values is so meaningful to so many women. And it's something that we have not been taught how to do for so long, that women are really willing to step up and take on some roles with us, like leading circles. And then the fourth level is what we're calling our alumni membership. And what we heard was women who went through the circle experience originally, they were in it for a 6-month period. Many of them wanted to stay. So we have heard that call, and we are now going forward going to be answering it by providing more opportunities, ways to connect, richer content, specialized modules for women who have gone through the core curriculum. And so there's an alumni as well, and that's a year-long membership too. In addition to that, we are creating some new materials. So we're really delighted. We're working with a woman named Jill Bamberg, who is a professional adult educator, and she is taking the best of what was in the Invest for Better curriculum initially. She's taking the best of what is in Activate Your Money, the website with Activate Your Money, all the videos I created for Activate Your Money, and she is creating a new robust curriculum for us that will be kicking out in January of 2022. Will be our next cohort using that material. So we're really excited about that. We have moved to Mighty Networks, which is a platform many of you may be aware of, and we're using that so that everyone who's part of our community can access all our content on it, and they can also communicate with each other. So we're building out our community infrastructure too. And we are also creating something that we're calling the Pathfinders. And the Pathfinders are going to be the groups of women that Ellen and I know, and the groups of women that Ellen and I don't know yet, who are going to also be joining us, I have no doubt. And these Pathfinders are experts. They're financial advisors. They're experienced angel investors. They're women who are creating products and services for us. There are women who are on their own, really helping to drive this movement toward women, their money, and their values. And these experts will be part of our community as well. And we've already engaged some of them, and they're going to be providing mentoring and other types of support to our members. So we're really looking at building a very robust model going forward that enables a lot of women, thousands, tens of thousands, millions of women to join our movement.
Thank you, Janine. All right. I'd love to now introduce you to some special guests who agreed to come. All of these women have had a deep history with Invest for Better, and there are more on this call who have as well. So this is not a complete cast of supporters, but these women were there at the beginning and continue to support us, and they are examples of who our Pathfinders will be. So I'm going to introduce them in order. We're going to start with Jackie Vanderbrug, who was one of my first mentors in the world of impact investing, and whose work at, I guess it was called Criterion Ventures then, not Criterion Institute, with Joy Anderson really inspired me early on. So Jackie served on our original steering committee. She has a big title at Bank of America. She can tell you what that is. And Bank of America was the title sponsor for our Invest for Better Circle Leader Toolkit. So thank you, Jackie.
Thank you, Ellen. And what an amazing evening. And just congratulations. It's so remarkable to be here. It really was, I mean, my journey to this space started back in the 2000s. And with many of the people on this call, actually, I was in two worlds. Not the exact worlds that Janine was in, but my world was the world of women's philanthropy, working with the Women's Funding Network, and the world of impact investing, starting to raise a fund. And they were really separate. All the women were over here and all the men were over here. And a number of us said, we can't have the reinvention of the investing world be done by men. We need women and their insights and their knowledge and their passion and their feelings and their capital. at those tables of impact investing. And then the women said, wait, we actually want to know what's the impact of investing on women. And that got us going on this whole movement called gender lens investing. And actually landed me at the bank where I do lead sustainable and impact investment strategy for the wealth management group at Bank of America. But in terms of the early days of this field, Ellen and I had some fantastic conversations. And there were three things that really kept me and brought me to Invest for Better. The first was, as many had said, the belief in this model that women wanted to learn together, that women learned better together, and that women would act together. We all sort of knew this, but someone had to do it. And that led to the second piece, because Ellen was tenacious. Ellen wouldn't let go. Ellen continued to engage and engage and engage and bring fantastic people, again, many on this call together. So it was that rigor and engagement. And then the third piece was a belief that, well, we kept saying we needed role models. We didn't really need role models that were out there. The role models that were there were the same ones, and they were sort of almost a little bit too perfect. What we really needed was some on-ramps and some stories of steps that felt more gradual, that allowed people to come in and not be the amazing, perfect impact investor that could be on the cover of a magazine. So that brought me in. I cannot tell you how excited I am for this. And just two comments. I mean, one, look at this partnership between Ellen and Janine. I hope it's not lost on many of us that if these two women had been different, maybe if these two women had been men, this would have been a battle of egos, and we would have had two organizations instead of one movement. So that's really amazing. And then the other is this time. I just feel like this moment is made for this model, or this model is made for this moment. So look out, the millions will come, and we will come back and think about tonight. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you, Jackie. Oh my gosh. I think that's one thing you learn as you get older. Tenaciousness is all that counts. You just have to keep sticking with it. All right, now I'd like to introduce you. Thank you, Jackie. I'd like to introduce you to Rahana Nathu, who I met when she was Vice President for Innovation at the Case Foundation, who was also an early supporter of Invest for Better, gave us an early grant that really went a long way. Rahana has served on our steering committee from the get-go, has co-facilitated an Invest for Better circle, as well as served as an expert in our Ask the Expert series. She's played every single role. She's been amazing. And she currently runs an impact advisory firm called Spectrum Impact. Rahana.
Thank you, Ellen. It is such a pleasure to be here. It's always a dangerous thing to follow Jackie, so I'm just going to parrot the things that she said, and specifically the enthusiasm and just the marvel that this is where we are. As Ellen shared, I had the great privilege of getting to know the Invest for Better effort when I was at Case. We had the honor of hosting one of the early conversations at our offices. And what really struck me at that time was that you had in the room incredible experts in this space that were collaborating, doing it with a sense of openness and curiosity and even vulnerability. There was incredible conversation around where the financial markets had gone wrong and how this effort could be one tiny step to right the ship. And for me, being fairly new in the job at the time, it just bowled me over that absolute giants in this space were sitting together to try and continue to collaborate and disrupt. So this journey has been unbelievable for me. In my work, we advise clients on how to build impact investing strategies and have the great pleasure of doing a lot of work in gender lens investing. And one of the things that we find very often is that terminology ends up being, if not the whole battle, at least a good portion of it. And one of the things that Invest for Better has done phenomenally well is to take some of the mysticism and, quite frankly, closedness of this space out of the equation by informing, educating, and level setting. The circle model brings people together and creates, quite frankly, a safe space to ask questions that you wouldn't feel empowered to ask in other audiences. And for us as an organization that hopes to help across that value chain, are performing a fundamental role to get more and more allocators into this space. With this new formation of Janine and Ellen, it is truly unfathomable where we're going to go. And I am just so excited to see the next version of this adventure. Grateful to be on this journey
And congratulations, guys.
Thank you, Rahana. And congratulations on that recent wedding.
Thank you.
Okay, last but not least is Melanie Audette, who I mentioned before. So Melanie first approached me at a conference about the idea of looking at how women could shape the future of impact investing. And Melanie is Senior Vice President at Mission Investor Exchange and an incredible bridge builder, just a connector extraordinaire and an innovator. Always amazing ideas. She has also served on the steering committee from the get-go. Melanie.
Ellen and everyone, it's so wonderful to be here. I am just amazed with everything that you've done. And this is a match made in heaven with Janine. I'm just so excited about this new chapter for Invest for Better, and not only for the waters that you and Jasmine and so many other women have navigated, Ellen, but for what is ahead for this movement. When we sat down years ago with Philip Fisher, who, you know, it's all these women and Philip, I will just say that we were inspired together by the opportunity to not just learn, but to activate. And activate your money is just like this culmination of so much work and the forces coming together, Janine, to bring us to not only, you know, bringing your experiences into this movement and your book. And I saw someone write in the chat, just writing a book. We very few of us know how hard that is. But this next chapter is really, I think, about empowering not just our own voices as women, but the voices of others who haven't yet joined the network. I was really fortunate to be able to finally, after these years working together with Ellen on the sidelines, really with you doing the heavy lifting, Ellen, to have a circle of my own with two other women, Susan Fairchild and Bo Lee here in Seattle. And I could not get over how quickly the women in my circle actually, you know, thoughtfully looked at and moved to a new advisor when they came up against that brick wall. And they moved their money all in the course of 6 months with only virtual meeting. With what we found over the pandemic, you know, taking the silver lining, we've been able to connect with women all over the world. Hundreds of women have gone through this circle. And now it's a moment and it's a movement to take this idea and really bring it to the masses and really look at bringing more faces, more diversity into our network. And the intentions and the efforts are here now. We have the power and the strength through this collective action to do it. And that's what I'm really excited about. And I want to congratulate every one of you on the phone, on this call, who have been a part of this with your thought, your dollars, running your circles. We know that more outreach is what it's going to take. And with all of us together and all of our networks, we're just going to be able to make this a worldwide normal thing to do. So thank you and congratulations again, Janine and Ellen. Love working with you.
Well, thank you so much, ladies. That was really wonderful. Thank you for your comments. I was very moved by much of what you said. And I also appreciated the call out to Philip. I have looked at who is on this call, and I'm happy to say there's a couple of men on the call. And although the book, when I was writing the book, I had about 150 people, almost all women, participate and help me write that book, but there were a few men. And so we are very much targeting women, but we're also very much about diversity. And we really want to reach out to all women across the world. And we are looking forward to having men who support us and men who support those women support what we're doing. That's fantastic. One of the things that we did, in addition to all of the changes that I talked about earlier, is we've also launched a new website. So our new website just came live today, and we would like to show you a quick run through of that. And once again, we had our friend Rebecca Williams who made a wonderful video for us. If we could show that, please.
Over the last several months, our team at Invest for Better has been busy making big changes so we can help even more women take action towards investing our money in alignment with our values. We're excited to show you around our new website so you can see our new look and feel, learn about our new membership options, and get information on where to find lots of great resources. Here's what's new. Diversity within our growing community is important to us, so we made it a priority to show that diversity on our site. And we're also showing what it looks like to work together, not alone. After all, learning and taking action with the help of our community is how we as women invest for better while getting great returns. Our community is growing, and we've created new membership options that provide a values-aligned investing curriculum, peer-led investing circles, and a trusted investing community so you can harness the power of your money to create a better world. When you join an Invest for Better circle, you'll get a seat in an in-person or online all-women's investing circle where you'll get practical, best-in-class curriculum on values-aligned investing in the company of a small circle of peers. You can choose to participate in or lead a circle depending on your desired engagement level. Circle leaders are part of a cohort that is provided with professional training and a network of support. You can sign up to be either a circle member or leader on our Get Involved page. You'll also gain access to our private Invest for Better networking communications platform and connect with women in our global community. This membership level also gives you the ability to work with our nonprofit partner Values Advisor, so you can streamline your search for a values-aligned financial advisor if you're looking. You'll also receive discounts to partner-sponsored conferences and events. Finally, you'll get your own copy of Activate Your Money. Written by Invest for Better co-founder Janine Firpo, Activate Your Money goes beyond basic financial literacy to provide the details you need to become a confident, values-aligned investor. And if you've already participated in a circle and want to stay connected, our new alumni membership gets you more advanced features and content access like the ability to use the Invest for Better network to join or form affinity groups in your topics of interest and take action to invest in alignment with your values. It also gives you special advanced content that helps you build upon what you've already learned and discounts on Invest for Better webinars, Ask the Expert sessions, open office hours, and advanced workshops. You'll be able to see what's coming up every month on our new events page. If you're not ready to join a circle but you want to learn more about values-aligned investing, we've added a rich library of resources to the website that will help you get started. With 9 modules full of actionable content, you'll get step-by-step guidance on how you can put your money to work in a way that feels good to you. We go through topics like how to uncover your money story, how to build your foundation with basic investing knowledge, and how to build a portfolio that includes environmental and social values. There's so much to learn, so many ways to make your money work for you and your values, and so many ways to connect with other women who are doing the same. Join the movement that is moving us towards a better financial system that works for us and for our values. Head over to investforbetter.org and join us today.
Yeah, we've been busy. So we invite you to take a look at the website. We're really excited about it. And I'm sure we'll continue to tweak it as the weeks and months go by. We're excited about that. So now, in the last couple of minutes, we wanted to have some fun and bring you all into the conversation more. Thank you for all the great chat. I wish I could call out every single person here. But what we wanted to do was to get your ideas about some of the questions that we're answering, that we're posing. So I think we're gonna have a slide put up there. Here are the questions. You know, we know your answers are only gonna make the whole community stronger on this, but what does the world look like if we were wildly successful and everyone invested in alignment with their values? What would change? Put in the chat, what are your dreams? Why do you do this? Why are we all working so hard at this? What's possible? More wealth creation for women. I like that. Peace. Yes. A positive impact on so many issues. Our children
Oh.
would have hope.
That's a beautiful one. Our children would have hope. I think many young people today are worried.
Oh, keep going. Better world. Oh, livable planet. More transparency. Yes.
Opportunity regardless of background. Very important.
Every individual with access to their best life.
Water to drink. I'm invested in that. Clean water in India. I am. Great.
Fabulous. Fabulous. Oh, we're gonna have to put all this together. Go with the recording here.
Please
Yeah,
keep your ideas coming. And if you want to send them to us, please do. We're thinking about putting together some sort of a video or something that would show what the world would look like. And so we'll take these ideas and we'll add to them. And I know that we promised you all that we would be done at about 5:45, and I'm noticing that it is. So while you're continuing to put your thoughts in the chat, I also know that we promised you that 3 of you would win memberships to Invest for Better. And so I want to announce who those 3 winners are. The first one is Lisa Richter. The second one is Molly Holland. And the third is Jackie Zahner. And we will get you all that information probably in the next couple of days. But congratulations to our winners. And thank you again for being on the call and participating and supporting us. We have 68 people on the call right now, which is fantastic. And thank you to the couple of men that are here. I know you both, and I really appreciate you showing up and being supportive of this movement as well. And supportive of our work.
And I'll just add on, yes, thank you, everyone. Thanks to all the individuals and organizations who lent their support to making the launch party successful. I want to call out our colleague, Jasmine Tanguay, that has been mentioned already, who has been a partner in crime throughout all this. Many of you know her well. Our wonderful marketing intern, Naya Pangsiti over there, wave as well. Amy Parrish and Brian Prokes of Rhythm Communications, who put this evening together and do our PR. Rebecca Williams, who was the voice and who has been a storyteller for us and oversaw the creation of the new website. Eric Tuvel, who designed the new website. Our wonderful steering committee from the original Invest for Better to the new Invest for Better, and our many generous donors and partners, and of course, circle leaders, too many to name here. I'm just honored by the people that attended. Thank you all for being part of this celebration and this movement to Invest for Better. Have a good evening and take care.
And more yet to come. Thank you all.